the last vote we done goofed and we did not actually count the number. And it's just as much my fault as it is anybody else's. So it's like, oh, it'll 3-2-1. Yeah, well, I'm stupid. I can't believe we didn't think about that. That's insane. Like, I was like, oh yeah, she wouldn't have a vote if she plays a shot in the dark. Duh. Well, duh. I couldn't have thought 2 steps ahead to think that it was gonna fucking tie. Like, oh my gosh, that was like a huge blunder because it resulted in Emily going, which is really bad for me. So that was pretty much a disaster. I can't believe that happened.
To be her second in command, I think she was a leading force. She caught on that the game was a little quieter and she stepped up and made sure she secured herself. And I'm so glad she did that first round. I really wanted to go far with her and Ava, with the side of Richard and Joseph. And now I feel like this crack with the tie, and I admitted it to Brien. I thought honesty is the best policy there. That could bite me in the butt. But now I have to restructure and work around that. And this is a very timid vote. I think we're all feeling that maybe this isn't a jury phase. So one of us is getting yanked right before. I don't know. I don't know what y'all have planned, but I am just hoping this is a clean vote and a reset happens. But I'm hoping there's not a lot of action going on when I'm not there. That could very much be happening.
So 5 seconds before we go to tribal, I pull JB in a room and I'm like, bitch, the numbers don't actually work. We're gonna tie. And I had this dilemma where I was one of the only ones that realized this. So I technically had a lot of power to sway my vote because we agreed on a split. No one else had picked up on the fact that the math just didn't work if Julia played a shot in the dark. And lo and behold, it was 3-3 between Brien and Julia. I was toiling in my mind because do I vote Julia and she loses the shot in the dark, then Brien goes home, that's fine. But if I vote Julia, I'm going against what I said to the people that I've been loyal to. And the only way I could say Brien at that point, which I want to work with, is actually tying it and saving both of them and not changing my vote to Julia and having a 1 in 5 chance of going. So either there was a 1 in 6 chance of Brien going because of Julie's shot in the dark, or a 1 in 5 chance of me going. And I think taking the worst statistical option on paper is a bad idea, but if I talk to Brien about it, I think it can show that, hey, I figured out what was going on. The only way for me to save you was actually to stick out my neck. So I'm going to use that as a bargaining tool or something down the road to get me further. It was a wild tribal, and everyone was just absolutely gooped gag gold gumption.
I'm trying to scratch and claw my way into the good graces of these people, but they are not letting me in, and I just want to try to find that key to get into their social graces where they're like, okay, let's keep prying around for a little bit. And I'm going to do everything I can, everything in my power to make sure these people don't want me to go home. And I'm playing the game hard. I'm playing the long way I know how. And let's see where the dice rolls.
I definitely think when the merge happens, you're going to see a lot more paranoia, a lot more blurred conversations with multiple groups that you just can't really avoid people. You're going to have to either approach it, one of a couple ways. So, we'll see when that comes up. But hopefully I'm setting myself up now to where we get to the merge, we'll have the overall numbers. And if not, we'll have at least 5 solid people, or no. Yeah, 5. If Julia joins us, and actually sticks with us, we would have the majority after this vote. So
yeah, so when it comes to how the pre-merge is going to kind of propel me into the merge phase of the game, I think I'm kind of in an interesting spot to where I've built up at least a little bit of rapport. Some people in the opposite OG tribe obviously being in this situation where I've gone to a joint tribal with a lot of them. Second time at this point. So they're eventually going to have to start turning on each other. It's only natural. I think it puts me in an interesting spot to be able to just be that yes man that they need as an extra vote. It's not usually how I play, but it's probably how I'm going to have to play to be able to move further on into this game. Just trying to be as grovel as much as possible. Try to be as small and as I can and just get by in this pre-merge and hopefully continue that on and not be as big of a target in the post-merge. Ugh, I don't know.
Honestly, I think moving forward in the game, my strategy hasn't changed. I think, just kind of like greasing everyone's wheels and throwing wrenches in and keeping the whole like kind of funny aspect of like flipping coins and rolling dice to see making our decisions, I think has been like kind of fun and kept me. I don't know if I've like stuck out as far as like someone to be like mindful of, but I think like having those like kind of fun games has kind of kept all of our spirits up and like made it a little bit easier for us, especially winning too. Like I don't know what it'd be like if we were losing, but I think that I'm feeling pretty good, and the strategy is probably just like, keep plugging along the way I've been going.
Ardonyx
These are
tribe
fun.
getting your first look at the new Tarchia and Martiasaurus tribes. Emily eliminated. Before we get to the next challenge, please submit your dig spot to Austin and Lily now. Remember, it is a coordinate A through D, 1 through 4.
Let's get to your next immunity challenge. This time, tribal immunity is not what you covet. Individual immunity is up for grabs.
That is because you are merged. You all will now make up the La Brea tribe. Congratulations, everyone.
Now it is actually time to get to your first individual immunity challenge, Stegosaurus Stack. In this challenge, you will stack 2 cups against a wall with a ping pong ball in between. In regular intervals, you will be adding a cup in a live transition where you can only touch the cup you are adding and the cup your hand is currently on. The last person standing wins the first individual immunity of the season, and one of the rest of you will be the next person facing extinction from this game.
And the challenge is on.
Who doesn't love a good endurance challenge to start the merge?
I mean, I love me an endurance challenge. Was that Erin saying she doesn't love it?
I raised my hand up. I don't love it.
Well, unfortunately, love it or hate it, it is here.
Is it concerning to be sore this early?
It depends.
On what?
Your physical ability? Oh, and
Brien is out.
out.
When you're out, please go off cam. And then there were 9.
In 30 seconds, you will transition. This is your 30-second warning till the transition period. Do not transition just yet. But everyone looking pretty strong. Alrighty, and your transition period is going. It is live. If you drop now, you will be out of the challenge.
And JB is out of the challenge.
3, 2, 1. Stop your transition.
Meredith made it just in the brink of time.
This is the 30-second warning until your next transition, so start thinking about it and how you're going to navigate the next phase of this challenge. Alrighty, start your transition now. Oh, Meredith dropped.
Meredith is out.
Ava dropped.
Ava's out. Connor's out.
Drops.
My thing crumbled.
Julia is set.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition is over.
Beth is out. We are down to 4.
Will it be Richard, Julia, Erin, or Joseph to claim the first individual immunity of the season?
And Richard is out.
We are down to 3.
It will either be Julia, Erin, or Joseph.
And your transition period is live. And
Erin is out. It's either Julia or Joseph. Every movement matters.
Alrighty, transition period is live. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Honestly, like, this is such a great skill, but see, I'm like, how do I apply this to real life?
And transition is live. Please go to your next cup. You'll have 30 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're set.
It's truly a who wants it more. No joke there. Just serious. Who wants it more?
All right, transition is live.
Cup number 8.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're set.
They're solid.
Wow. All right. Well, we have this next round, and then we're adding another cup. See if they make it all the way to 9 cups.
Honestly, they're proving us wrong. We were like, we were workshopping this challenge. We were like, we could just do regular cups.
Mhm.
We're like, nah, we can add the ping pong ball. They're not gonna last. They're not gonna last that long. And Julie and Joseph, they just said, F y'all and your time management.
And the transition is live. Joseph's struggling to grab that cup. He's got it.
Both using that now strategy. It seemed to work. Oof.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition period is over. All right, so once we go to the next transition period, you'll be transitioning to 1 finger.
You can choose the finger. I'm so ready to see this.
You will have the full 30 seconds to transition to one finger, and I will give you a 5-second countdown like I have been. And the transition period is live. Julia drops. Joseph secures the first individual immunity of the season while flossing.
Congratulations, Joseph, on a hard-fought individual immunity win. The first individual immunity of the season.
Who would
Everyone else?
Because I just zoned out. Who was it?
Julia was second.
Julia,
But
good job, Julia.
for one of the other 9 of you, you will be voted out. So get the scrambling, people. Best of luck.
So we get to the challenge, and what we have to do is basically balance these cups against a wall and add a cup at certain intervals and see who could last longest. I thought this is something that was up in my wheelhouse. I have been going to the gym lately, doing lots of shoulders, which I have regretted. But I think I found the right technique of not actually using much of my shoulder. So the fatigue was in my arms, and then I changed arms at the right points. And then I think the key to all of it was just making sure all the cups were specifically aligned perfectly at every transition. So it was perfect. So there's nothing that could slip. And when we got to 9 and we were still there and we had to put a finger, I was going through my head. Oh, I only had 5 options, 10, but I felt like geometrically and physically, the thumb's right angle joint was the best option. And Julia couldn't make the transition, and I did, and I was actually pretty comfortable. I could have gone on for quite a while, so I don't want anyone to know that, but woohoo, I'm safe, especially for the merge vote, because this is where lines are drawn and where advantages are used. So being immune at this merge vote is chef's kiss for me, at least.
I mean, frankly, I don't think I came in with the right plastic cups. They started to crumble on me. Also, I didn't really, take a good look ahead of time on what my strategy was going to be. So I made it to like 3 cups, and I was about halfway through, and my ball, I kind of caught the corner of it and it slipped off. So, but I mean, at that point, like if anyone says their wrists or their arms weren't hurting, they're lying to you. It was tough, but yeah, I mean, overall, like the challenge is good. Like I kind of like hit that middle of the road pack as far as like people got eliminated. So I wasn't like over the top where people were like they put like a target on my head, but I wasn't at the very bottom for people to be like, oh, like he's the weak link, like chuck him out kind of thing. So I feel like if there was a place to go, I would have liked to have gone maybe like a few spots higher, but like I'm feeling okay about it. I would have obviously like winning is obviously the best part, but yeah, I kind of I feel like if there was a point at losing, I was kind of like in that threshold.
I always think I need to win it, the challenge, but that one particularly, just because our last tribal went, oh, that was a doozy. I wish I had just dropped early though, if I had known, the idol was gonna get dropped in the middle of the challenge. That would have been nice to know. But yeah, sucks to lose, especially since me losing also cost me any chance at like getting an advantage in the game. So
Joseph, congrats, dude. That was I was saying.
Damn!
Joseph, that was insane.
That was insane. My whole body was shaking.
I was shaking by like moment 2. I was like,
Girl, I didn't even make the first transition.
I made the first one and then I dropped.
That was
I
hard.
was like, oh, this will be maybe 4 cups max. I was
Julia,
wrong.
good job. That was
Julia, that was
crazy.
amazing.
thanks, congrats, Joseph. That was
shaking
rough.
after the second one.
Crazy. I can't believe that.
Y'all
Yeah,
did
that was
good.
rough.
How are y'all feeling? It looks like they went together.
Do y'all want to stick together at least 1 or 2 votes?
I would love
Yeah,
to.
for
Very
sure.
down.
Okay, is this everyone from those 2 groups?
I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
We,
I think
we
so.
got the majority then.
We
That's-
can't split votes but
Unfortunately,
I know.
Emily said she had 2, so it would have been nice. I haven't
I
got a
know.
second yet.
She went out with 2. She would have got the clue. Damn, that sucks.
I
Oh, I was like, huh?
It's all right.
yeah.
We can work with what we got. right here.
Do you have any ideas where we're thinking?
I say
don't-
whoever we pick, we definitely don't let them know, because if they have something, we just keep it between us.
Yeah.
What who's on the other team?
It was Connor, Erin, Beth, and I'm forgetting somebody.
Meredith.
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 They're gonna try to. If they're together, they're gonna try to get us against each other. But this is what I'm with.
Yeah.
And-
Oh yeah,
sure.
for sure. I can tell you that of the four, I really don't care, but
Yeah.
I'm not super threatened by Meredith.
This vote is crazy. Like the only name I've heard is Beth, and like that's fine with me because she was on the other side during like the double situation. Like she was on the tribe that kept winning. She's really quiet. I have absolutely no idea where her head is at. Like I would have been fine if she went the first week. Or the first round rather. So I'm like, whatever. If that's truly what's happening, great. I feel like something else could be happening because it seems like no other names are around, which is weird. That is suspicious. But hopefully if it lands on Beth, that's fine with me. If it lands on somebody else, pretty much as long as it's not me or like ideally JB at this point, like whatever.
Oh, man, my wrists are killing me. The merge is good though. Like it's nice for the game to get like a switch up where there's almost like there is no secrets anymore. Like people are kind of out and about. Like they got like their own like a little alliances, but like there's only so much you can do. The game only lasts so long, so you kind of have to like make the most of it. But I mean, obviously like a little bit less confident now that like my core group is like now we're all individuals, but knowing that like as long as the four of us are on the same page, that we can get somewhere, then I'm feeling pretty good.
Congrats on merge, everybody. Woo. Okay, amazing. What are we thinking? What do we want to do?
Honestly, because who's still left? I have to look.
So it's
So, Beth, is there anyone from your original starting tribe that you would want to keep that you wouldn't want to get rid of that's still around?
I mean, Julia just like killed it in that competition. I feel like Julia is probably pretty good to
What
keep
about you,
around.
Elizabeth?
I'd like to keep, oh my God, I forgot his name. Oh my God, I forgot his name.
Who's still around?
JB,
No.
Richard.
Joseph?
Richard.
You wanna
Richard,
keep
there we are.
Richard?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like Derek. Nope, that's not
Right.
right. But I think he was the reason I didn't get voted out in the first round. So I would like to
Do you know who's
try to help
gunning
him a
for
little
you?
bit.
Because we
Huh?
can. Do you know who's gunning for you? Because we can gun right back if they're still here.
He specifically said it. That was it. Because there was like a miscommunication where someone said Emily when she meant my name.
Oh,
So
okay.
and then he was like, "Don't worry, I'm not voting for you." And then they pushed Margaret. So I was like, "Oh."
Okay.
So I'd like to try to reciprocate that if possible.
Great.
Okay. So not Richard, but open to anybody else.
Yeah,
JB?
Let's pick someone and then let's go back to the well and break that up.
I
Yeah.
agree.
JB?
That works for me.
Yeah.
JB?
Yeah, JB
Okay.
was like carried us in like the first one, so he might be scary for challenges.
Okay,
Yeah,
then let's
yeah.
do that.
JB sounds good.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Right.
Code word Justin Bieber?
I love that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Code word is Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna shout out Mr. Kyle from the Minetta Bank season. He gave me some tips on some code words, and he made a reference to the Mighty Ducks flying V, and the guy's first initial was V, so they knew who to vote out. And so the code word for this one, we all decided that we wanted to probably target JB. So I made a reference to listening to some music about Justin Bieber, JB, and I'm hoping that people kind of understand the reference because, you know, if we can get people on the JB side, then it's just another one down.
Connor is goofy, like his code word, and then he immediately used the code word. It's like, what is this code word for? Like, why are we making a code word? So I don't know. But he seems to want to play along tribal lines, hopefully. So I mean, I'll stick with that. If he would like to. I'd like to talk to Julia again, because I really liked her. Who else? But yeah, I mean, I think right now the people I know best are the people that I've started with. So we'll see how it goes. I think Erin, I did a little Googling, and Erin won season 5 of some game. So she's definitely, I'm not wrong in thinking that she's a strong player. So I still got an eye on her. If it's between me and her, I'll throw her under the bus if I have to. But We'll see. I'd like to keep her around for a little bit longer just because I like her and I trust her because we've been together for the whole time. But
It's merge, baby. Let's go. That's kind of what I figured. I was talking to John and I was like, I think we're merging in 9 or 10. I think that this probably what's gonna happen. Whoever's voted out here will not be on jury, and then it's gonna be jury next round and final 2 is my guess. But we'll see about that. So I'm not locked in on jury yet, so I do need to survive this round. What I'm really bummed about in that challenge is that I got the clue from Austin while it was happening, and I saw it come in, and I was like, should I just drop now and get the clue and get that thing? And I didn't do that, and then I didn't win. So all bad all around. So that really sucked. But I'm glad that we're a merge. Super happy about that. Immediately, we had made a plan beforehand, everybody from my swap tribe, that we were going to immediately go to the shelter if we merged, figure out what we wanted to do and move from there. So we landed on JB as the name coming out of that. So I haven't been able to get people in small enough conversations to get that out to like Julia or Brien yet. But as soon as I'm able to do that, hopefully that'll be locked in and good to go is kind of my hope. But we did pretty well at setting it up beforehand. So we'll see how it goes. But this group really likes just hanging out in big groups, and that is not productive.
I think right now, if I had the sole choice, I might pick Julia or Brien just to kind of keep my original team together, because I feel like that's going to be, for my own position, that would be a little bit more beneficial. And don't think that's going to be happening this round. It sounds like we're going to be trying to vote out one of the people from my old tribe, but I'm not going to try to fight that. I'm in the minority. I'm not going to try.
Connor, being Connor and doing Connor things and not being coy about anything, pretty much straight up was like, I don't want it to be anybody from our starting tribe. And Beth was pretty okay with that, it seemed like, especially because we lost somebody in like the first round of swap, even though we're like technically even numbers now. But then when we were discussing in the shelter, we were like, okay, Beth, is there anybody from your starting tribe that you really don't want it to be? And she said Richard. So that left the options as Ava and JB, and we just kind of landed on it being JB. It wasn't a coin flip this time, but might as well have been.
Does anyone have any strong emotions or somewhat emotions towards anything?
Yeah, there's emotions in my wrist
I
muscle,
feel
sure.
very strongly that I don't want to get votes. I don't want to go home.
Damn straight.
I agree with that.
I'll echo.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that. Okay,
I
well,
want to
let's
make
narrow
a
it down
jury
then.
phase so bad, and I'm
Who's
nervous.
not in this room right now then? Let's narrow it down.
Beth and
Joseph and Ava, or am I missing?
Here.
No,
That's
it's just
Joseph has immunity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's one
Joseph
other.
Beth and Richard.
and
Richard.
Richard.
Have you all heard
That's right.
much from Beth?
I mean, we were on the tribe with
Yeah.
Beth,
Yeah.
but we only won, so there wasn't a ton of, crazy
Yeah.
strategy talk going on.
I'm just meeting Beth for the first time, so
I haven't,
Same.
like,
Well, that's, I guess, all of you. So
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't have a strong preference between it's 2, I guess, because Joseph is safe, so it would be between Beth and Richard. If it's not any of us.
Yeah.
People have feelings one way or the other.
if no one's opposed, would y'all be willing to do Beth?
I'm down.
The same name, yeah.
There's not a name out, so it's like, yeah.
Someone's gonna pull the trigger, I guess.
Yeah.
Meredith, I want to work with you. I'm not voting you this round, and I think I'm going to vote Beth. I received 3 votes last round. Julia didn't play her shot in the dark. It was me against Julia, obviously. If Julia didn't play her shot in the dark, I was going home. So,
Wait, it was you and Julia?
Julia received 3 votes each, but Julia played her shot in the dark, therefore didn't have a vote. So if she did vote me like she was supposed to, I would have gone home.
Wow. Oh wow, that's wild.
And then Emily was rocked out because of the rules.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm definitely not voting you for this round, so
Thank you.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, let's work together. You're breaking up a little bit, Brien.
Oh, sorry. All right.
No, you're fine.
I'm voting Beth this round at the moment, but it might change,
Okay.
but I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you know if I hear anything.
I really feel good with Ava and Joseph. I think I'm happy Joseph won immunity. I want to talk to him and be like, it's us three to the end. Because I made that deal and I plan on sticking with it. I don't care if either of them voted me last round because they had to with the original tribe numbers, but I'm still here. I'm still going to work with them. And my goal is to get to 6 because when I'm at 6, I can play that legacy and be guaranteed 5. Julie's the only one that knows it, but she ratted me out. So Julia, I'm just going to keep denying. I don't have nothing. But Julia's got to go soon, I think. I can't be sitting with her at the end. She'll win, and I hope these people can see that. But for right now, only person I haven't met yet is Elizabeth or Beth. And I think in that's the way that it's got to go. But my last 2 tribal councils, the people I went with the last 2 are talking about voting together and figuring something out. And hopefully that comes to fruition or whatever happens. Hopefully I'm still here. There's a lot of people to choose from.
Right now, I'm hoping it's Beth, I think, and she's already acknowledged that she's a quieter person. And unfortunately, with the separation of the last few tribes, I not really had a chance to deepen any kind of bond with her. And this maybe would be a stepping stone to kind of establish loyalty with Brien and Julia now that they're both with us still. But the other 4 could have something cooking that they're just maybe immediately strategized. So that's what I'm also nervous about because we started off just separate for like 2 minutes, us 6 and those 4. So they might have just put in a plan in action and then they could be lying the rest of the round. What's up?
What is happening?
All I've heard is bad.
Me
But
too, but like
there's no other action because everyone's so scared to. I'm okay with it.
me
Um,
too.
but I
Oh,
also am like, I don't want to spend too much time not there with the other group. Good. Hope other people join us. Perfect timing. I was like, I don't want to spend too much time
yeah.
in a small group.
No, sorry, I just got back from confessional.
Oh, perf.
Are you feeling okay with that silent person on the other tribe?
Was she there when we discussed it?
No. Julia?
Am I okay with who?
Oh, Beth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know who you were talking about. I was
Oh,
really
sorry. I'm so you're like
confused.
waiting for me to
Yeah, I
follow
was
that
like-
up.
No, I'm sorry.
you-
I was just like,
She's like, could
what?
you hear? I was like, can she hear us? Are we frozen?
No, I was so confused. Yes.
Oh, you're good.
You good with that? I'm not heard any
Yes.
of your names. I've heard no names, so I'm like, I'm hoping it's not going on the second I'm out.
Yeah,
I mean, we talked about doing Beth.
that's all
Yes.
we heard.
Yes,
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
that's
great.
what. Okay.
Perfect.
yeah.
Okay, amazing.
Are y'all
Fantastic.
comfortable with that? I don't want to.
Oh,
Confessional time, probably.
yeah. Are you guys comfortable with that?
I've
Yeah.
never spoken to her, so
Okay.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Because I will say,
Definitely.
I think so. She was kind of putting out JB's name also.
Can I ask y'all, do y'all think original tribe lines are going to come into factor here? Because I'm worried that that's going to be a thing and we can have another rock situation potentially.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just got my food, so I'm actually missed all of this.
Right. I think that last round, like, probably open things up more. I'm not trying to be just, flexible to one or the other, but everyone's, names are hard right now. So I'm just sitting here like every room I'm not in, I'm just assuming my name is going out. But I feel like that's probably all of us.
My name's been written down through tribals I went to. Hopefully I can get a break, but we'll see.
Right.
But I'm just trying to find a home, trying to find
Right.
people I can work with.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Let me see what's going on here. I'm gonna bounce around a little bit more before they give us. Hopefully they'll give us another warning.
Yeah. Brien, the only way I saw to save you, I'm gonna be honest, was to vote for you and make it tie. Otherwise, you would have been fine if Lily was safe, and I'm like, ugh.
I genuinely, it's in the past. I really don't care about that. We're in a new phase of the game now, and hopefully we can move together moving forward because
Yeah.
I feel really vulnerable because I keep receiving votes and people just want me gone, and I would love to I've been on the right side of the vote every time, but hopefully I can not get votes, but we'll see. I haven't heard a name yet, but I really don't know who to do. If y'all have a name, Julia just made a big move with that shot in the dark, and she's a big threat. I think.
I agree, but I think that's something that we've got still many more rounds to go, and I think she could be a better target down the road, not necessarily this one. I know some people are a bit, I'm not throwing a name out, but some people have been iffy since the start about Erin, just because she's a more prominent returnee that are in some people's front of mind. She said she hasn't found anything. I don't know whether I believe that.
If that's the name we want to go with, I'm on board with that.
I need to jump around to, I can't commit to anything because I've literally just gone and got some food and I don't know what is happening at all. So I'm Brien, I'm not gonna, I've got your back. But I'm gonna jump around if that's okay.
Thank you.
Cool.
Of course, of course.
Where are we?
Shelter.
Shelter?
Okay, thanks. I always have to check.
We are chilling at camp.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you, Elizabeth. I'm happy we got to finally meet together, and I know you probably were nervous or are nervous because you only been in one tribal, but just because we're just meeting, hopefully we can build a relationship in this game. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to vote you tonight. I think I don't know where it's gonna go though. Yeah.
Hello. Have we discussed a name?
Just trying. I'm still trying to figure that out. That's what me and Elizabeth were talking about. But nothing concrete yet. Nothing. I haven't heard a single name yet.
Okay. I will say, Beth, your name is out there.
Ooh.
Just so you're aware.
Yeah.
It was JB that kind of was in a room. It was like a lot of people in there. The only people not in there were I think you, Brien, were you in that room? I don't think so. I think it was you two and Joseph and Richard were not in the room. And so we were just like, let's pick a name that's not in this room. And yeah, it ended up being yours, Beth. And I think I don't want that to happen. So I would love to do something else.
Can we figure something else out?
Yeah, I would be down. I've lightly heard JB as well.
I do JB if that's what it ends up being. Like, he told me he voted for me last round, so.
Oh my God, then yeah. Then bye.
I mean, he's the only one that, well, him and Joseph admitted that they voted for me last round, but Joseph's immune. And I get why they did, but it still hurts.
Yeah.
I'm excited that I made merge. I did not think it was going to happen. I was expecting to be voted out like first or second. So that was, yeah. Right now I'm feeling fairly okay about this upcoming vote because my previous tribe, the four of us, we decided to stick together and decide to move together in the merge. And so far we, as far as it seems, it looks like we're doing that. So I'm feeling fairly calm.
Hey, Richard.
JD.
Any developments I need to?
No, the names that I've heard were Brien and Beth are the two people that I've heard.
Who's Brien?
Yeah.
Brien was the guy that we just were
in the bucket hat.
Yeah.
JB.
We were just in like a joint tribal with him
twice with him.
Gotcha.
So what do you think, dude? I'm cool with whatever. And you know I'm with you, so.
I'm open either way. Meredith, you obviously know more. You've been with Beth a few rounds. If she seems solid, I'm totally flexible. I don't think this is like a Lions game, at least for me. So I would love a chance to kind of float around, and he's been getting votes every round, and he does still have that legacy advantage, right?
Oh, he does, Brien?
Yeah, I don't know if that was made up, but yeah, I was told that he has a legacy advantage. At final 6, he would have immunity.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that it wouldn't probably be a bad thing if he got votes then too.
Yeah.
So Beth, Brien.
And he got a lot of votes at the last tribal too, right? So like people
Yeah,
are willing to vote for
He
him.
tied, so he got saved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's an option too, but I'm open
Bounce
to working
around.
with anybody. Yeah,
Absolutely. I get good vibes. I hate saying that because it's so early, but you gotta get here. We're here.
Same.
Yeah, I'm right now. It was Emily, JB, Ava, Joseph, and Julia. But Emily went home, so I think we have 5 solid right now. If we could pull in Brien, he said he would vote with us, so I think we should be okay.
So would you rather do Beth or JB? Do you have a preference?
I don't care. I just
'Cause
think
I
they're gonna
think-
stick together.
Beth, I think, is more with us from the swap tribe, is the thing.
Okay.
So I think as of right now, if you hear Justin Bieber at Tribal, we're gonna be voting JB. That's what
Okay.
Connor came up with as a code word. So, but
That's good with me.
okay, great. No, I did really want to talk to you just because I'm like, I like your vibes a lot.
Yes, absolutely. I've been a fan for a while. I've seen you around. I watch your show, and by show I mean Michigan. I love it. I
Oh
love
my
it.
God.
I'm a
Well,
fangirl,
thank
but
you.
yeah, it was nerve-wracking because it was just
Oh
like
my
so
God, I
obvious.
believe
They
it.
didn't even like pretend that there was any chance it wasn't gonna be like me, Logan, or
That's
Brien. So
crazy. I can't believe so many people didn't notice the shot in the dark thing.
no,
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
I don't know how they didn't notice. It was just right there. It was so obvious. I don't know.
So there's 3 things out there, like, or I guess 2 now, because like there was the fossil clues that we got. Somebody else got that. There was and then there was the clue that was sent at the top of the game that
I
don't.
got that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
already gone.
Oh, okay, great.
I got to ask a question, and one of the options was like, when is the merge? So I asked when the merge was, so I knew
Okay.
like when I could play the shot in the dark, because there was no way I was surviving that.
Right. Gotcha. Okay, smart. Okay, well, amazing. Then we only don't know where the one thing from this merge clue
Yes.
was.
Yeah, so in terms of the idol, from the dig sites, we had to find 2 fossils like within like a series of squares, and I went A4, B4 and got nothing. Then I went C4 and I talked to Joseph and he told me that he got one in D3 and we exchanged. So I know he knows I had 2, so I have to deal with that. But I got the second one in D3, and then the next round I got a third one, which bonus point, I don't know. And then the clue for the idol was sent out during the challenge, and lucky for me, I sucked at the challenge. So I think I fell before the other people who had to. So I was able to, I solved the riddle like instantaneously. It just like, I thought I was like, wow, I'm way too slow. It's been like 6 minutes because I didn't know if it was sent before the challenge or like after the challenge or when exactly, or like, yeah, before it started or during it. So I wasn't like sure exactly if other people had like answered it before the challenge started. But I think me falling out early was to my benefit because the idol is now in my possession, which is scary. I don't even know if I want it, but like part of me is like, do I want it?
Chances are it's with Brien because he was first out of the challenge. And
That makes sense.
I assume he has 2 fossils because our whole tribe should have had 2 fossils.
Well, Brien also has a legacy advantage from David, apparently. That's
Ooh,
good at 6.
spicy. Okay.
So
At
Brien
6.
might be locked and loaded.
Good to know. Okay, so we might have to snipe him before he
Yes.
catches wind. Okay, good to know.
Okay,
he
we
does
should probably
know.
break up.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know. I
agree.
feel like the 2 of us have been here for a while.
That's a good call.
But
I'll
sounds
go
good.
to shelter.
So I haven't yet talked to Connor. I know Erin. We so far have kept it quiet that we've actually played a game together, which I think is good for both of us. I don't know whether we'll ever get a time by ourselves to just talk about it, but I think there's a mutual understanding that if you don't bring it up, I don't bring it up. Coming into Merge, who I want to work with, basically the people that I just left the last tribe, which are Ava, Julia, JB, Richard, and Brien. I definitely think Brien will at least work with me, or if he does jump ship, he's not going to throw the target on my back because I technically saved him. I just have to reiterate that point to him so he does realize that. Did I really? Probably not, but I can spin it that way. So I definitely think people are probably going to go for Erin at this point because there has been some talk about her being a previous returnee and doing well. And so far, we've got rid of 2 out of the 4 returnees already. I say let's get the rest of them out and leave the winning to the newbies.
I genuinely have no idea who my type relationships in the game are because of the circumstances. We had one tribal. I voted with some people. Then I got swapped into this minority where it was so obvious they had no intention of working with me. They made that quite clear. So I guess potentially trying to link back up with my OG tribe mates in like Erin, Meredith, and Connor. But right now I'm kind of lone wolf, kind of doing my own thing. See how it goes.
Over to that other room just to see what happened.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, might as well probably all do the same. It's about to start anyway, right?
Okay.
Okay. You good?
No.
No?
They want to vote JB. I think they're going to try to pull Brien to vote JB. I'm
Oh.
worried it might be 5-5 again.
Holy shit. So
I'm letting you know.
Okay.
This is my extending out to you guys.
yeah, no. We
Appreciate
didn't
it.
want you to go home anyway.
No, I'm just saying this is like
Girls threw
me
votes on
showing
you
I
just
want to
in case.
extend out.
Yeah. I want to work with you too. I think that it would be beneficial because I think that we're probably three of the better challenge people. So people like if
Yeah.
we stay around, like we'll be able to shield each other collectively.
Absolutely.
Um,
So I just worry like someone needs to get Brien and just make sure he will do Beth.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they're gonna vote JB.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. That whole side, like including Beth.
Well, apparently Beth was like throwing JB's name out a lot beforehand.
Oh
So
shit. Okay.
Time for tribal.
Oh, okay.
okay. Never mind then.
Thanks for the heads up, Julia. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
voting Beth, but I just
Okay.
figured I'd
Right on.
Okay, welcome to the merge, everybody. First tribal council of the merge. And we can't have a tribal council without having an individual immunity winner. Joseph, congratulations, by the way. Tell me, what does that mean for you having won this first one, and how did it help you approach this round?
Well, it'll allow me to go get some food by being like, okay, I'm a little safe. People aren't obviously going to say my name because that would be a waste of time. But winning the challenge means lifting my spoon for the food is actually really hard. But I think anyone that would win safety at the merge vote, I think anyone really wants this. So I'm just glad I could push through. It was toe to toe the whole way. So it could be mine or it could have been Julia's.
Well, let's talk about your dance partner here. Julia, you were so close. You got as far as you possibly could. Obviously, it's devastating not to win the immunity, but how did you switch that mindset going from there straight into the scramble?
Yeah, I'm always the bridesmaid, Jeff. And it really hurts, but I mean, you just gotta have a short memory in these games. Whether that be for like going hard in immunity then losing, or like what happened one tribal going into another. Like things move so fast in this game, things change so quickly. You have to have a short-term memory, and if you don't, like you're gonna be left behind real quick.
And then I'll transition over to someone who was the first out of the challenge, Brien. Obviously, you have been no stranger to tribal council in this game. Is there a sense of fatigue, even just like even though it's a refresh, it's the merge, it's now the individual game? Is there like also sort of a sense of fatigue of like, I just keep having to come and see McKenna and Alex's faces every 40 minutes?
Yeah, it is kind of overwhelming. I don't anticipate that I'm going to get a break for my duration of the rest of this game, because unless y'all do like a split tribal where one tribe or team wins immunity, I'm going to come back here until my torch is snuffed where I'm at the FDC. So just got to roll with the punches. But yeah, there's a little fatigue, but I think these votes are only going to get harder, and just got to be prepared for that mentally.
Sure. Going to Erin. Obviously, we have hit the merge, but neither McKenna or I have said, oh, well, this is also the jury, congratulations. How does either path change how you would vote this round?
I don't know if it changes how I vote personally, but I think it changes how I feel if I am voted out. Because it's there is a certain celebration in making the merge. There's a certain additional celebration in making the jury. And unfortunately, a lot of us believe that somebody is not going to get that second celebration. And that would really, really blow. So yeah, I think it's not changing the vote, in my opinion. I think it does kind of leave one last round where you maybe aren't thinking about jury management. But I also think in a format like this, jury management is very, very difficult. because you don't get to have that time to kind of have those long talks of like, hey, put in a good word for me before you vote somebody out. So yeah, like I don't think it changes the vote at all, but I think it changes the emotions surrounding the vote.
For sure. And then sort of bouncing off of the question I gave Brien, Meredith, for someone who, for like the last couple of rounds, like you got to be on a winning tribe, you didn't have to attend tribal council. While you have the benefit of like, well, that got me to the merge, like, is there any potential downsides you saw to having that safety?
I mean, yeah, there's definitely a slight disadvantage in that I'm coming in and I'm meeting some people for just the first time when they've gotten to confer as a large group for the past 2 tribals. So that was a little hard, but it was nice getting to meet everybody finally and hearing a little bit about everybody and getting to know people. So it's nice to extend that further into the game, that aspect of it.
Sure. Now let's talk about the round, the scrambling. This is the biggest group of people you'll have for the rest of the game to scramble and figure out a vote. JB, it's 10, it's even numbers. Anything that goes wrong, like, there's always a good chance rocks could happen. So what are you trying to do to avoid rocks in this setup?
It's really tough, finally meeting new people, trying to juggle with that. This is the largest group we have, like you said. It's not been on my mind. My brain is already fried from the last rocks. So my brain, it's insane to even think that that's a possibility right now, but it very much is. I just hope that it's not me either way. I wish I had a more nuanced answer, but yeah, it's terrifying. You're definitely right. It could go 5-5.
Yeah, and that, it's always about as long as it's not me. But sometimes you can only control what you control. Sometimes you need to have a little insurance in your pocket. So Richard, is there any talks about potential advantages out there in the game and what could potentially upend your plans?
Yeah, well, I mean, it definitely affected the vote last round. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I'm going to try to be more aware going forward, that there could be potential to get the advantages. As far as the round goes, I think that it was, I agree a lot with what Erin said. It's hard to get to know people in such a short period of time with, a minimal amount of rooms in this accelerated format. So, hopefully after this vote, we'll get more time to get to know each other and kind of solidify some things. So.
Okay, so obviously you have to see the plan that doesn't make it you. Connor, what have you been doing this round to ensure that you're on the right side of the votes, or at least it's not your name being put on parchment?
I mean, I think everyone's kind of under the same mindset of, some of us were fortunate enough to not have to participate. I mean, it's good and bad, right? Obviously, you don't want to be on the end of the piece of paper, but I think anyone who says they don't do these kind of things for a somewhat of a social aspect is probably lying to themselves. I think getting to know people from all across North America or even the world, depending on where you are, is kind of cool. As far as not getting my name on the list, I think, there's definitely some social aspect to it. I think listening and hearing people out and just engaging with people and not, being off on your own is kind of a big factor in that. But I think, it's just been great getting to know everyone and kind of see where people come from, and yeah.
Okay. And Beth, what does this vote mean for this group now? Because obviously in the pre-merge, you always hear the tropes of, this is about unity, this is about trust, this is about getting us to the end of the game together. But what does this vote mean now?
I feel like now it's going to kind of lay out how future votes are going to go, the strategy of how people are making more alliances or who's trying to get who out first or whatever. It's going to shake things up. So this is kind of step one.
For sure. Now, Ava, to finish us off here, we are the liberated tribe now. At the end of this, someone has to be the first to enter that tar pit. What are you thinking everyone should think about as they vote, as they send that person into that tar pit?
I think it's so complicated because we've had original tribes and then swap tribes, but of that swap, like 2 tribes were together the whole time. Like there was not any point where I was not speaking to the both tribes as like a unit because we went to tribal both times. So I feel like there's that to take into account, but there's so many relationships because of the swap and moving things around so much that I feel like that can't be the only thing taken into account. I think there's like a million things to think about right now. I don't even know what to put at the forefront. Like it's crazy.
Okay. With that, is there anything else anyone wants to say before we head to the vote? And with that, it is time to vote.
Last vote, we were worried that it was going to time. We couldn't do anything to prevent it. I'm hoping this time, with the way things might go, I can actually cause a tie.
My vote is for JB. Oh, that's impossible to read. JB. Just because I know that it's our 2 names out there, and because he's a little bit more of a threat. I know that my name's out there, and that's what I get for being a little bit cocky in the confessional, saying I'm not scared. I check off gunned myself. So yeah, vote for JB.
Tonight I'll be voting for Beth.
I don't know what I'm done, but I'm going Brien randomly. I really don't have an opinion. The 2 names I've been hearing are Beth and Brien. I heard JB, but I think it was only like 3 people. I don't think we have the votes for that. So between Beth and Brien, I'd rather keep Beth, but I'm gonna vote Brien and tell people I voted Beth probably. But I don't know if the boys from the other tribe were lying to me and just trying to pull votes away from anybody we would be voting for from their side by telling me it was Brien, but I feel like Richard at least seems really genuine, so I'm gonna trust Richard and go Brien.
So this is what my shelter people decided. I didn't hear the code word from Connor, so I'm a little nervous, but hopefully he didn't make a new code word with somebody else. But we'll see. But yeah, this is just kind of where I'm going because this is somebody that I don't feel like is great for my long-term game. So we're gonna go ahead and go for JB.
It's definitely the most scared I am about a vote. Nothing against you. As long as it ain't me.
Okay, I'm voting for JB.
This is so tough because it could end up 5-5, and I do not want to go to a wheel. So I'm thinking about throwing a hinky vote and then blaming it if Brien doesn't vote with us. Blame it on whoever they decide to vote out.
I'll go tally the votes.
16.
If anybody has an advantage or a hidden immunity idol and wants to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final, and the person voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom call immediately. I'll read the votes. JB. Beth. JB. Beth. JB. Beth. That's 3 votes JB, 3 votes Beth. JB. Beth, we're tied again. 4 votes JB, 4 votes Beth.
2 votes left.
Brien. Brien. We are going rocks, everyone. We are tied.
This is my karma.
Wow.
This is my karma right here.
JB and Beth, you are safe from this rock draw because you're in the tie, and
Beth,
Joseph,
our plan
you're currently
works.
immune, so you are also safe from the tie.
Karma
Alright.
should take me out here.
Lucky yellow.
It's fitting.
Whoever
Just
it
fitting.
lands on will be voted out or rocked out of this game.
Whoa.
Connor, the game has spoken,
Man.
unfortunately, and you are the first member of our jury. Congratulations.
Congrats. Connor, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
We end one phase of the game setting someone by fate. We start the next phase of the game setting someone by fate. Will this tradition continue? Let's find out.
That's always tough, and I mean, like, you have like a 1 in 8, 1 in 7 chance to get rinsed on that. I think the strategy worked. Unfortunately, no one other than like the core 4 kind of understood like the Justin Bieber reference, and they were getting it, but I think with everyone getting pulled out for confessions, it was tough to get everyone kind of on the same page. So everyone, like, when we were like, oh yeah, we should vote Beth off, no one was understanding, like, hey, JB's in the call, maybe we probably shouldn't say JB. Nothing against JB or anything like that. It was just kind of like, again, if you watch it, I've been rolling dice and flipping coins for it all, and we just had the upper hand. But yeah. Anyways, I mean, obviously, like, good luck to the rest of them. It was definitely like an experience that I was like a little nervous for, but I'm definitely glad that I did it. Yeah, knowing that I didn't go out on like a game that I played or anything like that, it kind of sucks, obviously, but at the end of the day, I had fun regardless.